Stand, Alex Telles is a Manchester United player. This has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. He will sign on a 4-year deal with the option of a further year. So effectively a 5-year deal for not for Fabrizio Romano, for Alex Telles to Manchester United. Look, I did say this morning that I really didn't want to be, doing much about this because I wanted today to be about something else. But that day is not going to be about that. So Alex Telles is a really good signing for Manchester United. This video will endure for years to come, and people might be looking back on this, looking at when we buy Alex Telles. So I don't want people to just be, oh, he was a moody shit because he didn't get Sancho. I've got to judge this signing on what it is, and I think that as a signing, Alex Telles is what we need. I mean, look, we wanted Reguilon, we didn't get him. You move down your list. You don't always get your first choice. I've said this about Sancho. If you don't get your first choice, have a really good plan for second and third choice. And we're seeing that we don't have a good plan, which is why we're scrambling around for people like Dembele and Ismail Sarr. But in the case of the left back, look, I think Reguilon would have been a really good signing, and I think we all know that. But when we didn't get him, a lot of people were saying at the same time that Telles would be a good player. So I don't think there's a huge difference between Reguilon and Telles. We need a left back. We desperately do, especially if we want to play a back five. We know Luke Shaw can play left centre back, so Alex Telles can definitely play as a left wing back. And I think that is, with Telles, that's what you get. You get a very good attacking left back. And we don't have, as much as I like Luke Shaw, I can put my hands up and say, going forward leaves a lot to be desired. I think he's better going forward than Wan-Bissaka, but there's your problem. Our fullbacks do not provide attacking width. And Alex Telles, if he does adjust and adapt to the Premier League, he will give us a lot going forward down that left-hand side. And that is something that's going to be a real breath of fresh air because we haven't had that for a very long time with our left-back position. So I'm very much for this deal. It's going to be really interesting to see how it builds out. Whether Ollie puts him straight into the team or whether he is a player that ends up being a backup himself or shares the load. I don't know, but I think that effectively with 1 year left on his contract, £15 million. I mean, look, you could. The only negative I might say is that where was everybody else looking to buy this player? I think Chelsea had a little bit of a sniff and then they went with Chilwell, and PSG a little bit. But, we've had a clear run at this player, which is why it's taken us weeks to get it over the line because we've probably tried to save 50p here or there. But the deal is done. He will come to Manchester United. 27 years of age. I think he's 28 in December. So prime years. And I hope that he's going to be a really good signing for Manchester United because, look, maybe Brandon Williams can be a right back, but he's not a left back. And to have two left backs means that if Luke Shaw gets injured or if Telles gets injured, you've got left backs who are left-footed. And I think that's really important for us. So very, very welcome to the club, and certainly a player that I think will give us more options. And I really hope he adapts to the Premier League because if he does, you've got a player there who's got a really good left foot, like corners. He can take a penalty. We don't need him for that. Free kicks. Just gives us a lot of options. An attacking left back. The thing is, can he adapt defensively? And that's going to be something we have to keep an eye on. But I'm pleased with this deal. I think I think we spent too long negotiating, but you are getting one of Europe's better left backs for under £20 million. And he's not 32. He's not. He's 27. So in the normal market, I think if he had 3 years on his contract, you're probably talking at about 40 million quid, maybe 50 million quid, but certainly probably 40 million quid for a player in the Portuguese league of his quality. So I think we're getting a really good player here. And ultimately, like any signing, it's going to be whether he can adapt to the Premier League. Any signing that's not played in the Premier League before, whether he can adapt into it. So it is a good signing. I'm pleased with it, and let's see. I'm excited to see what he can do. Obviously, there's a bigger picture with this transfer window, and what can Manchester United do with that bigger picture, I think is going to be really, really important. But no, I'm happy with it. I think it will. I think it will give us certainly. I would not have liked to come out of this transfer window with Luke Shaw and Brandon Williams as our left back options. We saw in the Europa League final. You put Brandon Williams at left back. We got beat with two defensive mistakes that he could have stopped. Not all on his fault. I think Harry Maguire was at fault and Lindelof was at fault and Maguire and Wan-Bissaka was at fault. But a decent left back might have prevented that. So he's definitely a player that we needed, and certainly one that I think that will improve our options, which is what we need to do. And you might get to a point where you play that Newcastle game and Telles is on the bench or Shaw's on the bench, and you look at the bench and you go, you know what, there's a good player on the bench, and that's what we need to do. We need to have a really good bench. And I think whatever I think about Cavani, whatever you think about Cavani, he's better on the bench than Ighalo. I just think he's very expensive and a desperation signing. But he's a bet. When you look at your bench and you see Cavani on there, it's better than Ighalo. Telles could probably play left wing also because he attacks, says Alf Raider Reren. Yeah, it could do. Mark, the Sancho deal refused by Dortmund feels false at 120 million. They had a deal with the player. I'm sure we bid less and didn't get him, says Karan. And hey Mark, I heard Bruno was benched because of lashing out at Maguire. How true is that story, says Stricker. I think that's just a story that people would like to be true that actually probably isn't true, to be honest with you. Mark, seems that Smalling is staying. Do you think Ollie will play him? And if yes, then that adds credible centre-back, says Mojo. You know, the thing about Smalling is, I sort of hope we sell him because we've had the option of using Smalling and we've refused it, and Ollie has refused it. So if he starts using him now, it's just circumstance, it's luck. You know, Ollie should have figured out that good option before he tried to sell him. You know, if we keep him because we can't sell him and then we use him, that's fine, but it's lucky. It's not part of the plan, is it? I think that's the thing that frustrates me about this transfer window. And look, and I don't include Telles in this because we have been trying to get him for a while. But too much of our activity in this last couple of days is about luck and not planning. And for me, I'm always a bit uncomfortable with things that work out well because of luck, because it will make us go and do things again that are not planned. Manchester United Football Club needs to start planning and following through with their plans. We went into a transfer window with Mourinho twice and didn't deliver what he wanted. Perisic was one summer, remember? We've gone into this transfer window and last transfer window with Ollie and we've not delivered what the manager wants. I mean, people forget that the last transfer window last summer wasn't that good. I know we bought Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, but we didn't get any forwards or midfielders in, and a lot of people were very unhappy. Here we are again. We had it twice with Mourinho. I think we had it with Van Gaal as well. Too many transfer windows we go into with grand plans and come out with desperation. So look, if Smalling stays and he does well, everyone will go, oh yeah, Smalling. But I will say, yeah, well, I've always thought Smalling was decent. But Ollie didn't, and he wasn't part of the plan, and we've stumbled on it. And Cavani, oh look, Cavani. Yeah, but Cavani wasn't part of the plan either. We can't succeed by getting it being lucky with desperate things. We've got to start taking control of our own destiny and strategizing our plans before a transfer window and then following through them in the transfer window. Get the targets the manager wants, because we sack these managers. And I'm not saying they don't deserve to get sacked, but should they not be sacked based on what they wanted? And Mourinho's get-out clause always has been, I didn't get the players I wanted. And yeah, he played crap football and he embarrassed us at times and he had a big ego. But he didn't get the players that he wanted. So he's always got that. And again, look, you might be Ollie in, Ollie out, shake it all about. But the reality is, if he gets sacked at Christmas because we go on a string of bad results, he can always say, I didn't get backed in that summer. And that, to me, look, sack the manager. I've got nothing against sacking managers. But I have got something against sacking managers when they don't get backed. And it's a consistent theme at United. We don't back managers and we do desperate things in the transfer market. And I would just like to see a manager get backed properly and then see what happens. Because, you know what? We might really surprise ourselves in what we can achieve on the football pitch when we actually back a manager. Do you think we will play 5-3-2 with Telles and Shaw until Martial is back, says Akil Rashid? I think we might do. Especially if we don't buy a right winger. We've gone and paid 80 million for Maguire for Smalling to be our answer. What a joke we've become, says Srika. I don't know anyone else feels, but I don't see any change coming till we rid ourselves of Woodward, Glazers or both, says Sami. I think you spot on there. How funny would it be if Cavani ended up scoring an own goal versus PSG? It's, right slap on the board's face, says Manav. I don't think, in all honesty, PSG are going to be having sleepless nights about Cavani playing against them. Welcome to the Members Club, Robert M. I mean, it'd be a bit like Manchester United being panicked by Phil Jones playing against us. Unfortunately, he still does play for us, and that's the panic. But I don't think PSG wanted to keep Cavani. Unfollow every United social media account, says Jake Marshall, and I don't want Ollie to get the sack, says Huncho, and we don't get backed because of Van Gaal, says Ben Moses. Mourinho didn't get backed and you still wanted him out, says White Owl. I know. I don't change that. And I don't think Mourinho was the right manager for Manchester United, but he didn't get backed. I don't really understand what your point is there. Like, I am defending Mourinho to a certain extent that he didn't get backed, but 100% he deserved the sack. What I'm saying is, you know, he did deserve the sack. His tactics were crap. I didn't like Mourinho in the end as a Manchester United manager. He made some stupid decisions. He played Scott McTominay as a centre-back. You know, the players weren't playing for him. He needed the sack. Like, Mourinho definitely deserved to be sacked. But what I am saying, in fairness to him, is yes, he did deserve the sack. But in that final summer, he didn't get the players that he wanted. So, you know, I'm not saying that me wanting Mourinho to get the sack is hypocritical because he didn't get backed. I wasn't the one who didn't back him. Shaw as a centre-back is dangerous. Mark, closer and easier for Maguire to pull him over, says Paris Rogue. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. And not getting Sancho is a disgrace. Dembele is injury-prone and Cavani is a 34-year-old injury-prone striker. Just a disgrace from the board, says Matt Thrower. Well, nothing. You know, whatever happens with this transfer window now, nothing will change the fact that this transfer window has been a disgrace and a shambles. Whatever we're going to do in these last 6 hours, 7 hours, nothing's going to change the fact that the transfer window has been a shambles and will go down as a shambles. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, I have heard, and it's only a rumour, I have heard that there is something going to happen tonight. So, let's see. I'm sure they will. I'm sure something is going to happen tonight. I would guess that it might be Dembele. But I'm sure something will happen tonight because United need to do more than what they've done in this transfer window so far. But Telles is in. Cavani will be confirmed soon. We've got this lad coming in, Ahmed Traore. I suspect there will be another deal. It may well be Pelestri, the other winger from Uruguay. I think we will get that done. But yeah, we will see what happens. Flex is still live with his transfer deadline day stream, and I'm going to take over from that at 6 o'clock. So we are live all the way through till midnight. And hey, Mark, to keep the ego, would United go for Sancho in January? Says Swapnil. I think they'll put it out there that they're going to try for Sancho again, but they won't get it done. You know, this deal will never be as easy as it was this summer. It's going to be even harder to do that deal now. The price won't drop. We'll have less money. There'll be more competition. So for me, Sancho is we'll still get linked to him. Of course we will. We'll always be linked to him until he leaves Dortmund, and he will leave Dortmund. But I don't think he'll ever wear a Manchester United shirt now. And that's my feeling on it. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We will be live for any breaking stories, but obviously go back to the homepage. We're still live doing the transfer daily video. Sorry, the transfer deadline day video. That's going to be live all the way through. Stay in the conversation, get involved, and I will speak to you in about half an hour on there as well. The chef should choose the ingredients and the manager should choose the players, says Andrew Zakoff. And I think you're absolutely right. So Telles is a Manchester United player. How can every transfer window be this crap, says Ashane. And how nobody is looking at Promise, I don't know, says Simon Nami. Thanks everyone for watching. Get over to the transfer deadline day stream. It's live and it's live now. And subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. And I'll see you in a minute.